Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use the DatePart function to determine the parts of a date in Microsoft Access. The DatePart function has some cool options that some of the other date functions don't have. Like there's year, month, day, those functions, but DatePart can give you things like the week of the year, the quarter, and lots more. Today's question comes from Damon in Waterville, Ohio, one of my platinum members. Damon says, I have a query that shows sales for the year, but right now I have to type in the start date, say January 1st, 2021, and the end date, December 31st, 2021, and it's a bit of a pain every time I run the query. Is there a way that I can simplify that to just type in the year only? Well, yes, Damon, we can certainly do that. All we have to do is break up the date into its constituent parts. I'm saying that 10 times fast. Constituent parts, right? There's the month, the day, and the year part, and there's a couple of different ways we can do it. There are individual functions like that, or we can use a powerhouse called the DatePart function. So that's what I'm going to show you in this video. Now, before we get started, a couple of prerequisites. If you don't know how to use query criteria, calculated query fields, or parameters in queries, go watch these 3 videos first. You'll find links in the description down below the video. These are all free. They're on my YouTube channel. They're on my website. Go watch them and then come back. Okay, so the DatePart function works like this. We'll set this up in a query as a calculated field. We'll say order year. That's our new calculated value. It's going to be DatePart. And then what piece of the date do you want? This is the year, for example, Y. Not just a single Y, that's different. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. And then the date that you want to send it. So if the order date is June 1st, 2021, the result here will be 2021. I want to pull out the year portion of the date. That's the date part. Now you're probably saying to yourself, why do I have to bother learning date part when there's already functions that can pull out the year, the month, and the day, for example? What do I need this other new function for? Well, DatePart has a couple of cool features that there aren't other functions for. For example, let's say you want to isolate the week of the year. All right, that's WW as the criteria here. That will return a 23. It's the 23rd week of the year. A lot of businesses do calculations like that, based on the calendar week of the year. There's also a quarter option. Which quarter of the year? This is more popular, right? Second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, that kind of stuff. DatePart can give you those values. All right, so here's a list of all the different options for DatePart. You like my cool little digital clock up here? Isn't that neat? It took me all about 2 minutes to make, right? All right, so 4 Ys is the year itself, okay? A single Y is the day of the year. So a number from 1 to 366 is your leap years, right? Quarter, month. WW is week of the year, 1 through 52, or 53, I think, some weeks. Some years can have a 53rd week, right? All right. W by itself is the day of the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. Okay, that's like the weekday function. Then you got day, hour, minute, and second. Okay? Now, Damon, I know you would probably get by with just the year function. That's fine. But this gave me the opportunity to cover DatePart, which I haven't done yet in one of my Tech Help videos. So let's go over to Access and see how this all works. Okay, here I am over my Tech Help free template. This is a free download off my website if you want to grab a copy, but you can use any database you want for this example. Now, I've got a field right here in my order table with dates in it already. There's my order date field. And let's say I want to pull out just the sales from 2021. Let me cheat here and let's make this one 2020. Let's leave that one 2021 and that one 2021. And let's put a couple fake orders in here too, just real quick. Let's put a couple 2022 orders in. There we go. All right, good enough. So we got 2 records from 2021. Okay. Now, in order to pull those out, Damon, what he's doing right now is he's typing in 2 dates with a parameter query. So I'll go to Create, Query Design, bring it in my order table. Okay, let's say you want the order ID and the order date. And down here in the criteria block, he's putting in, I'll zoom in here under the criteria. All right, he's doing between 1/1 2021 and 12/31/2021, like that. Hit OK. Notice that Access puts little pound symbols around those, right? Octothorpes, hashtags, whatever you want to call it. Access is pretty good about doing stuff like that for you. Okay. And now when I run this query, there's my results. Okay. Ignore the new blank one on the bottom. Be very careful, though. I've got a whole separate video on the between keyword. If you've got times in your dates, you can't use between. So right now, fortunately, my order table, I'm only collecting order date. But if I use the now function and I've got times on these, like 5 p.m. or whatever actual minute and second that order came in, then this causes a problem because this technically says 12/31 at midnight. All right, so you'd have to use something else. You'd have to use greater than, zoom in so you can see it. You have to use greater than or equal to that and less than, and then the next higher date up, which would be 1/1/2022. Okay, so you got to be very careful about that. All right, I'm going to cancel that. Again, go watch my between video. I'll put a link down in the link section down below if you want to learn more about that. Now, the next thing you could do in here is you can put in parameters like start date. And I always say don't put spaces in your field names, but this is different. This will turn into a prompt, right? And then end date, like that. All right, and now when you run your query, you'll get the parameter pop-up, enter parameter value. If you're not expecting to see enter parameter value and you do, chances are something's spelled wrong. Again, I have a whole separate video just on this. Guess what? Links down below. But now I can type in 1/1/21, enter, 12/31/21, enter. All right, get the same results. But you can see how this gets tedious, right? If you got to do a bunch of these queries, you're running a bunch of year-end reports, you got to type this in all the time. It'd be easier just to type in 2021, right? So how do we do that? Well, let's come down here. Let's get rid of this criteria. We'll leave order date there. Let's make our own new calculated field over on this side, right here. We're going to call this order year. I'll zoom in, Shift F2. Order year, colon, and it's going to be the date part. All right, what part of the date do we want? Y, comma, and what's the field that it's in? Order date, like that. It says give me the year portion of order date. All right. And when you hit OK, yeah, Access puts a little bracketing on there for you. You can ignore those brackets. Since you watched my Access Beginner Level 1 class, and you know not to put spaces in your field names, right? All right, now when I run this, look at that. I see the order year is right next to the order date. Now I can use this to ask for the query criteria. So right down here under criteria, I can put in here, enter the year, like that. And that becomes the prompt. So when I run it, right, 2021 is all I got to type in. Boom. And there you go. Let's do one with a quarter. Let's see what quarter each of these dates falls in. But first, a word from our sponsor, and that sponsor is me. If you're enjoying this and you want to learn a lot more about dates and times and those kind of functions in Microsoft Access, I got 2 classes, Access Expert 27 and 28. We cover all the different date time functions. Learn how to format dates, records from today, past or future, specific date, all that stuff. We do an aged accounts receivable, format dates in the hour-minute format like that. And then in Expert Level 28, we cover all kinds of different functions. Date add, date diff, date part, date serial. We display ordinals, first, second, third, and so on. Right? Calculate someone's exact age, birthdays for next month or anniversaries or whatever. And if you really want to take your date time knowledge to the next level, I got this thing called the DateTime Seminar, where I cover pretty much everything there is to know about dates and times in Access. We recreate Excel's network days function, where you have work days between 2 dates, including a holiday exclusion table, pop-up notifications on specific dates, all kinds of stuff. So again, that's Access Expert 27 and 28 and the DateTime Seminar. I'll put links to all 3 of these things down in the link section down below. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program. Let's change this guy. We want to see the quarter this is in, so I'll just change the YYYY to Q. Let's get rid of the prompt for now just so we can see what this looks like. And now when I run it, there you can see the quarter. These all happen to fall in the first quarter. Let's cheat. Let's make this guy 10, and let's make this one 4. There you go. So now if you want to see all the dates that fall in the same quarter, you just come in here, design view, and you say quarter. And then run it, and it'll ask you which quarter. I'll put a 1 in there. And there are all the dates that happen to fall in the first quarter. Now, if you want to say which quarter of which year, it gets a little more complicated. We just need 2 prompts, right? We've got order year. I forgot to change that to quarter, right? Let's put this back to year. Okay, which year? And then we'll just copy this whole thing. Copy, paste. So I have 2 of them. And this will be order QTR, order quarter. Order quarter. Right? And then we'll say which quarter. All right. And now when we run this, which year? 2022. And then which quarter? 1. And there's your results. See how that works? And if you really want to save yourself some time, don't make these parameter prompts. Make these values you can pull off a form. For example, let's save this. I'll call this my order queue, order query. We'll come back to it in a second. Let's say you want to put that on a form somewhere. All right, I'll just hijack this guy. Let's put in here year. All right, let's open this guy up. And we'll call this order year. And then we'll make the default value, not the control source. If you change a control source, you're locking that field to 1 value. So we're going to blank the control source, get rid of the format there because I had to format it for short date before. So just order year. And then under data, make the default value equals year of today's date. See that? We're going to use the year function and give it today's date. So that should always show today's year right there. All right. Save it, close it, take a peek at it. And now it's got 2022 in there. We'll do the same thing with quarter. All right. Let's copy this, copy, paste. All right. We'll call this the quarter. And we named this guy order year. Let's call this order quarter. Order quarter. Just sounds funny. Order quarter. Yeah, I know I made the other one QTR. Try to stay consistent, folks. Don't do what I just did. I try to spell things out whenever possible, unless they're stupid long. Now, we have to use the DatePart function in here because there is no quarter function. So DatePart, let me zoom in so you can see this better. DatePart, Q of today's date. In other words, what quarter am I in right now? Okay, save it, close it, open it back up again. I got a shortcut button up here in my quick launch that runs my main menu form. That's all that is. And you can see right now, today's date is February 5th of 2022, so that is correct. Now, we can now use these as the criteria for any queries or reports that we run without having to type them in all the time. And how do we do that? We'll go into the query, design view, and down here, instead of saying which year, we're going to replace that with a reference to forms, main menu form, order year, and order quarter. And I got a whole separate video that covers how to do this too. It's called Getting a Value from an Open Form. I'll put a link down below in the links section. You can go watch that too. I didn't want to include it as a prerequisite, give you too much to watch. This is kind of an option if you want to learn how to do this. So under order year, get rid of which year, right? And let's put in here equals forms, exclamation point, main menu, F, exclamation point, order year. All right, get the order year field off the main menu form, which is part of the forms collection. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing over here. I'm going to fix this. I don't like it. I feel dirty after doing that. There, order quarter. And yes, these can be named the same thing. It doesn't matter if it has the same name in the query as it does in the form. I'm going to copy that guy, paste it over here, and then I just got to change this to order quarter. So get the order quarter field off the main menu form, part of the forms collection. Hit OK. Close that. Save changes. Now, those values are right there. So this form has to be open for this to work. But notice when I run the query, it gives me those values without prompting me for anything. And you can use this query now to build another form, to build a report, and the report will get its data from the query. See how that works? And if I change this to 2021, and I open the query up again, look at that. Oh, hang on. Important to note, this doesn't update until you leave the field. If you just type that in without hitting enter or tab off of it, it doesn't update. See? Right? You can't just come in here and go 4 and then open that up okay, you have to make sure you put the 4 in and then at least click off it or tab so the data can refresh. And there were no fourth quarter 2021 values. All right, so I'll leave that in there so you know. Normally, see the main menu here doesn't have records in it. Normally, you see this bar over here, right? That's called the record selector. And when you change something, you can see that little pencil pops up. That means this record is dirty. That means it hasn't been saved yet. Okay? And the same thing kind of happens here, right? This field isn't updated until you leave it. So if I put a 3 in there, I have to leave that field, and now it can get that value. And again, there are no third quarter values. Okay? So that is why we want to use the DatePart function, because DatePart is cool. You can use it in place of all of those other functions: year, month, day, hour, minute, second, all those guys. All right, and we got some extra ones. We got week of the year. We got which day of the year is it, quarter, and I'll cover a lot more of those different ones in the extended cut for the members. For example, what if your company considers the first week of the year to be the first full week? Because normally, by default, week of the year is based on whatever week January 1st falls in. So we'll talk about that in the extended cut. If you want to learn more in the extended cut for the members, it's about 10 minutes long, not super long. A lot of them are usually about 10, 20 minutes long. We're going to go over the first day of week and first week of year parameters. Okay, in case you're the kind of company that you figure out the first week of the year is the first full week of the year, for example. Otherwise, it's just the week that January 1st falls in. Then we'll do some other special stuff. We'll show orders for this calendar week, the week that you're in, or this calendar quarter, and I'll show you a new technique where you don't have to break it up into 2 fields for year and quarter. You can just do it with 1. That's all covered in the extended cut for the members. Silver members and up get access to all of the extended cut videos, all of them. There's 230 plus of them now. And gold members can download these databases. How do you become a member? Click on the join button below the video. After you click the join button, you'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks. Silver members and up will get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, 1 free beginner class each month, and more. Gold members get access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus my code vault, where I keep tons of different functions that I use. You'll also get a higher priority if you decide to submit any tech help questions to me, and you'll get 1 free expert class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks, plus even higher priority for tech help questions, access to all of my full beginner courses for every subject, and 1 free developer class each month after you finish the expert classes. These are the full-length courses found on my website, not just for access too. I also teach Word, Excel, Visual Basic, and lots more. You can now become a Diamond sponsor and have your name or company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown in each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. But don't worry, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and click on the bell icon to select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Make sure you click the Show More link down below the video to find additional resources and links. You'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted, so if you'd like to get an email every time I post a video, click on the link to join my mailing list. Even if you don't want to become a member, feel free to donate to my tip jar. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got puppies to feed. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access. It's over 4 hours long, and I just updated it for 2021. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below that you can click on. And also, if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. Yep, that's all, $1, and it's free for all members of my YouTube channel at any level, even supporters. Want to have your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page on my website. You can send me your question there. While you're on my site, feel free to stop by the Access Forum. Lots of good conversations happening there. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course, YouTube. Once again, my name is Richard Ross. Thank you for watching this tech help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something today. I'll see you again soon.